Hello, everybody. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Geeks and Degenerates. As I said in Bumblebee, we're focusing on sci-fi for this month. Well, at least December sci-fi releases, and one of the most unique, interesting releases is definitely Avatar. Not the show, the really good show, or the really shitty movie. But yes, we are talking about movie. We're talking about James Cameron's Avatar.
If y'all still don't know what we're talking about, I'm Blue Abadi Abadi. That's how it goes.
Yes. So this movie was hyped as fuck, if I remember the time correctly. Like everybody's like, "Oh my god, did you see Avatar?" Um,
That made me go deaf a bit.
I'm sorry, but yeah, do you remember the hype?
Yeah, I do. Because it was like, oh, it's gonna be next to a Titanic, which it was.
It was.
like,
Um,
like everybody watched it. Like, I didn't watch it in the theaters. I watched it like as DVD because it was like I didn't really care.
ooh, what if I cared? Um,
Shut the fuck.
like I remember we watched it like for like the day or 2 days after Christmas, like my entire family almost. Like we didn't go together, but on this, it's funny enough. On the same day, we all separately watched it in IMAX MOA, and then like
Rich boy.
I mean, it's not all together, but like
Uh,
parts of my family were like, "We're going on this day." We're like, "Really? We're going this day?" Okay, I guess we'll see each other when we see each other, and then like when we met up like for dinner and like our relatives' house, they're like, "Oh my God, this might be the next Star Wars and Lord of the Rings," and that was what the word was on the street. Like this is the next Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, and by the time we reached 2010, no one remembered.
Dude, like this movie, okay. As cool as it was, look, it is very fun to see Space Marines get pinned to the wall by a gigantic arrow, and then seeing these flimsy, dumb-looking mechs. Again, America, you suck at making mechs. You really gotta take like a little bit of notes from the Japanese.
I mean,
But anyway,
Alien Smack is kind of cool.
yeah, I agree with that one. I agree with that one.
Hmm.
And speaking of aliens, Sigourney Weaver's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a reunion. I just wish it was something else,
Not
you know?
this.
Like, talking about reunions, I know Schwarzenegger was supposed to be in this one too. So that would have been a cool reunion, like Cameron with all his buddies, Schwarzenegger and Sigourney Weaver, the people he made stars of, you could argue.
Yeah, like speaking of which, like, wait, who was he supposed to play as? Was he supposed to play as the
General? Yeah.
the general?
Yeah.
Explain Jane as the general was. I don't see anybody else doing the role a little bit better than the guy from what was it?
Don't Breathe.
Don't Breathe.
Stephen Lang. Yeah. Everybody's
Yeah,
first choice to be Cable at first.
Deathstroke. Oh,
And or
okay.
Deathstroke.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this guy is very like jarhead character esque, like the guy who's like, oh, those kind of army guys who's like, hey man, you're back from Thanksgiving, you want to get some beers? And the guy goes, hoorah. I'm like, oh, shut up.
Um, but yeah, as you mentioned, this cast is kind of star-studded. As you mentioned, Sigourney Weaver, Stephen Lang, and we had the star of the day, Sam Worthington, and Giovanni Ribisi from Saving Private Ryan, and Wes Studi from uh, The Last of the Mohicans. But like, it's an interesting cast. On all. And Zoe Zaldana before she became Gamora.
Yeah. Wait, what happened to Sam Worthington? This Australian dude was really good. I like him.
Yeah,
Like I liked him in roles, but for some reason people didn't like see profit from him, and like we started seeing him going to lesser roles.
I think it's because people were tired of like Hollywood shoving him down like our faces. Like, this is your next Hollywood star. You must like him.
Was that a thing with him? Like,
Yeah, I
did you
think
just
so.
put him in every?
Yeah,
Oh, that sucks.
same with Jai Courtney. But you were like, I kind of prefer Sam
Mm.
Worthington.
I prefer Sam Worthington too because I feel like he has really good acting chops.
Yeah,
He has a
and
really iconic scream too. The "Arr!"
yeah,
I don't know how to do it, but he does it a lot.
and also when he auditioned for the role, he was living out of his car. So this movie did really do wonders for him. He has made some solid cameos, like you know the movie Everest.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was in that, and he was in
He was also in
Hacksaw
Hacksaw
Ridge.
Ridge.
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah,
had a super
yeah,
solid role there. Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, we've seen less of him, and like I kind of miss him. I kind of wish I saw him more things. But this movie, for all the hype in the world, quickly died out, like instantly. Like I forgot, there are a lot of big movies in 2010 as well. But like you would think something with such hype going into it, there would be more like demand. You remember Avatar? No, like 2010. I remember the conversation being like, "What's the movie you've seen? I love Toy Story 3. Have you seen True Grit? What's True Grit? I don't know what that is."
Oh, mostly it was like, oh, did you watch Predator or like The Predators?
Yeah,
Do you remember that movie? Was that 2008 or 2010?
that was definitely 2010.
2010.
It
And
feels like it.
what else came out in 2010 that were like a little what outshined
Iron Man
um
3?
three?
Two,
Three?
two. I mean,
Oh, two. Oh, okay. Yeah, there were those, and then I'm like, sad to say, like, yeah, this movie was very forgettable.
yeah,
Like, because it's a story we've already known. Like, it is Pocahontas in space.
yeah,
It is white man take over land they don't fully understand.
and then he falls in love with one of the natives,
Mm-hmm.
and then
And then
changes his whole life.
they have hair sex. I mean, wait, no, sorry, that was on.
Oh, we can get to the nitty gritty later, but yeah, like we watched the extended edition for this one, and it kind of gives more backstory. Like, does it really? It kind of does.
Actually, okay, it does. No, I'm gonna give it this. The backstory for Jake Sully, like
Sully.
not really backstory. Yeah, I call it Jake Sully. His like they kind of fleshed out his character a little bit more. That they gave us this like extra 10, no, not 10, 5 minutes of his
Life.
life because this dude's an army vet that the government couldn't take care of, and in within a world where the economy is so shit
Yeah,
to the point where like buying regular food is so expensive.
and he's on the wait list for spine repair indefinitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that kind of deal. So like, you can't really like. I kind of felt bad for him now. Like it gave his character depth because last time we knew, well, the last thing we saw was him hovering over the body of his dead brother, who is a way more successful person than compared to them, and we just get that little glimpse, and then oh, he's in the ship and he's waking up. That's the one we saw in the theaters.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
But yeah, it does give a lot more backstory. But like, it kind of still doesn't make sense. We're like, oh, your brother's dead. You're the next of kin. Please sign up for this scientific experiment because he said share the same DNA, even though we're not sure if the avatar body might shut itself since your DNA is slightly more different.
yeah, right. So, but like, still, like, it does give him like, yeah, it might not work 100%, but what do you have to lose? You can't walk. You live in a shithole,
Yeah.
and you can't even pay for food,
Um,
and you're wearing a Harley Davidson shirt. Yeah, it's kind of gross. Because he was like in the like on the floor, and then now he was like on top of his like in this like cremation area place. I was
yeah.
like, is this the same day?
Though that scene where he finally gets the avatar body and he starts running, he's like, "Oh my god, I can walk!" After how many years? That's magic. That's a good scene. Um,
Yeah, I like that scene a lot too.
but like we see like the one-dimensional bad guys, the general and big corporate boss man. You're like, oh, okay, these are villains, obviously. And you find out that they're here to get some nice, shiny unobtainium that's unobtainable in this planet.
And yeah, they are those like again, they're just cut out, like they're just very generic bad guys. One is just a war freak who just wants to get paid. Slash also wants to relive his like great grandfather's life where he occupied America. But while the other one's just this corporate asshole who doesn't really care much
Yeah.
of the environment. Like, oh, they're just trees. You guys are scientists, but they're just trees. That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
World's going to shit. Scientists are telling them no. Businessman says yes. Huh.
Minus,
You know what? I gotta give this movie a little bit more credit.
yeah, they just don't have, them peanuts rockets, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, that's not about that, and nor will
Alright.
ever be. Well, I'll give this movie credit too. Like Pandora looks beautiful. The scenery
Hell yeah.
stuff is cool. Like the wildlife is interesting. Like the big hammerhead rhino thing. What?
Speaking of the wildlife, though, they really gotta stop using the stocks, like the stock sound effects for everything from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, like I read it that Tanator is supposed to be like the T-Rex of this world. I'm like, really? Shouldn't it be Turok, since he's the biggest one of them all?
You right?
Yeah, but
Like, I don't know.
as a kid watching him, like, oh, cool creature. Now I'm like, is that the fucking T-Rex roar?
Exactly same. I was like, no. But like, especially with the horses, they have the Velociraptor sounds.
And like, am I hearing this right from a fucking horse?
It's like, it is off-putting, like legit. Because I wish James Cameron, like, as much as he put in a lot of thought into like this whole lore for the Navi and their whole language, I wish he put a little bit more thought into the sound effects instead of using like, hey, Steven, can I borrow your soundboard for like a day?
Like like in the extended cut, you see like the school that Grace used to teach, and you find out the whole backstory to that too. Like, damn, that's pretty harsh. That's cruel.
Which I like though because they explain why the Navi can speak English.
Mhm.
Because for sure they're not like Atlanteans who will be like, oh, we're the descendants of every language, so we know how to speak your language. Don't worry. Nah. They came there 4 years ago, taught them as much as they could, and then they rejected it.
Yeah, and then like Natiri's sister, you find out her backstory. Her sister was killed right in front of her, and that's why she's
Mhm.
like, so like, I don't trust the Sky People at all.
I mean, I get it. It's fine.
Yeah,
I don't trust the pilgrims either. I mean, sky people.
and like we also meet Michelle Rodriguez. I don't know her. I forgot her.
As Letty.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Letty.
She's like, you know what? Makes,
After Letty that flies.
yeah. Like, hey, Dome, check this out. Like, for me, I might get in trouble for this. Like, for me, Michelle Rodriguez is like the same character every film. Like, oh, you're Letty. Forever.
You could say that same about Paul Walker.
And
Vin Diesel.
Paul Walker has a bit more range. It just depends on the movie. But like Vin Diesel's like, you're the same character. Like that's why the Fast and Furious is their bread and butter. Not saying anything bad about the franchise, but like you don't really see them go out of it. Like Guardians is an ensemble piece, and Michelle Rodriguez is in Resident Evil, which is not saying much.
Yeah, she is the tomboy tough girl.
Yeah, but like, do you like the scene where Jake and Natiri meet up? I forgot her name for a bit. Like, what the fuck is the lover's name?
Natiri. Yeah, I don't know. I a lot of the times I like this movie. Like, I get the hype. I know I don't get the hype, but this movie is good. It's not that bad. I wish they kind of dialed down on the marketing a bit. I would have given this movie a little bit more respect because it was trying to be ambitious, like too ambitious, ambitious too soon. Like with Star Wars, they were like, okay, let's Star Wars, let's throw it at them and see if they like it. And then everybody loved it, and that's why they wanted the second one. But here they're like, this is the most amazing thing in the world. You want to try it? Pay us. We'll let you see it. And then when we did, it was like, it was good, but it was.
Yeah, the consensus was always, aside from my family apparently, like some of the relatives, there was, how was the movie? The effects were great. How was the story? Yeah. Like that's why I don't understand why there's like 4 more. We're like, really? I really don't care about this point.
Dude, the story is done. Like, what else? What else is the conflict?
I don't know James Cameron, but I buy the theory's chemistry with Jake Sully.
Oh wait, Jake Sully. Yeah, I like this character that. Okay, as funny as it is sometimes, because and she was like, what's the name of their god?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot as well. But she was like, "Oh, do you hear this? You?" I'm like, "Yeah, I hear you too."
I like the scene where
yeah,
things are floating down, and then Jake's like, "Fuck off."
yeah, he like just smacks it. But it was like these things are like very holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
like they barely come down for anybody, but then when they went down for him, he's like starts smacking them. But yeah, for me, Zoe Saldana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did an amazing job.
Yeah, she's kind of
like portraying the
show
native.
stealer here for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the other thing too is like they're like, this is the most amazing thing you can see in the theaters, and then when you buy it on like home video, you're like, it's not so impressive.
Unless you have a very expensive setup, like you have a good flat screen TV and surround sounds, but other than that, and it didn't age well.
Nah,
They're good.
The
The
effects,
graphics didn't age well.
effects feel very 2009 actually.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, ooh, very innovative. 10 years ago.
Like, if we're talking about medium too, it's like it came out the same year AC2 and Uncharted 2 came out, and those definitely hold up. But they've aged. Like Uncharted 2 has aged the least, and like AC2 has aged a bit more. But this is just like, yep, this definitely feels in 2009, and it stays in 2009.
Yeah, I will say is like I get it that yeah, we didn't have the technology back then to make it look like how we do make things now, but still, I feel bad for Avatar because a lot of good shit came out that year, and I think that's what happened. Is that too many shit came out
Yeah.
that was so good. I mean, no, actually, no. It still did success. Like, it was still successful.
Yeah.
It was just that it was overpromised. Like they promised us amazing things, and then it was not to our expectations. I think that was the only downfall. I'm being redundant, but like, yeah.
I like the culture, like the Navi culture, like how they do things. Why every time they kill something, they have to pray to Awa. There we go.
Awa, I heard you. Sorry, sorry. That scene always got me. I was like, yeah.
Like when he's trying to bond with the Veloci horses. Like, why is it the hair? How does that work?
I like. What are the safety precautions for that? And what if you fall off the horse and your hair just gets yanked? Does it get damaged? Is it?
If we're chased by a predator and it yanks on the hair, is that the end of that? Is the horse like bye?
Also, I'm wondering. I'm just asking. So when you're born as a Navi, is your hair just naturally braided? That's all I gotta ask. Is like, is it naturally braided? Did Awa just like braid these like fetus hairs before they like skip them out? Like I don't know, cause you need James Cameron. You gotta explain the hair shit.
Yeah. Like, but yeah, the horses are cool, and sort of long neck rhino things, not the hammerhead big boy.
Yeah. I know what you're.
And
I was trying.
hyena sounding things that were like the smaller version of the T-Rex sounding thing.
Yeah. Actually, I do like those parts where he gets like he was trying to like prep his like
Knife.
No. He had like this torch. And he was trying to prep it, and he just like, oh, something's coming after him. Not something. Some things. And I'm like, when he turns around, there's like a shit ton of them. I was like, oh fuck, okay. First time watching it, I was like, whoa. I love this world. I love it that I don't know how somebody who has sleep problems can sleep here, but like it's very pretty. Everything glows in the dark. It's like having those dinosaurs and stars that's attached to your
Did you hear the
ceiling.
reports of like when after the movie, for some people at least, after they watched the movie, they were so devastated when the movie ended because they wanted to stay in Pandora forever that they started going depressed.
What's
Like,
wrong with all y'all?
I guess, maybe it was the first movie or something like that.
Okay, to be honest, nah. I don't know. I always wanted to stay in like a fantasy world like Kingdom Hearts or like Blade Runner. I was like, well, it never drove me to depression. I was like,
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
y'all weird. Or unless this is just publicity. Like,
I don't
movie was so good.
I don't know if that was like actual facts, but like I saw some reports where like people were so like depressed. Like, really? Okay. That's an interesting thing. Like, I can't believe this.
Shut the fuck up. Play a video game or something.
I think they had a video game. I think Ubisoft made a video game. I don't know if it was good or not.
Oh wait, I remember that game. What was it? It wasn't good.
I like all other tie-in games.
Oh, no, I'll send you a gameplay of Funhouse playing it. This is the one where the girl's dressed in all blue. She's like, Jake Sully. Yeah, it's that one.
I lost it at that one. But like, also the thing for the dragon is kind of weird too. It's like, why, when with the horse, if the bond breaks, the horse is like, bye Felicia, but with the dragon, it's like, I will love you forever.
So, yeah, go on.
What with the dragon? It's like, I will love you forever. It's like, should that be a horse character trait? Because it's a horse.
I don't. I don't know, dude. Like, the logic on this world is very weird because they did say that the whole spiritual thing is actually like a very scientific thing. Like, especially like, oh, I think what they're hinting at is like, oh, the trees are connected to like roots to roots to roots all across the world, so it's gonna be like what, Wi-Fi.
I guess.
And like, yeah, I know. So like, I don't know how it relates to like the difference between a horse and a dragon.
I do like.
But they did say that like, oh, if what's his name again?
Jake.
The red dragon.
Torok.
Torok. Like, if it is needed, it will come. So like, by destiny / science, it just accepted him immediately.
I do like the scene where Jake's wrestling the green dragon thing, and like it's not like a instant win. He has to struggle and then.
They pretty much some Red Dead Redemption fucking horse training shit.
Yeah. And then when it's falling, just like just shut up and fly straight, and it does what he asked it to do. Sorry, I was like, what? My words are kind of getting jumbled. Like this movie, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much. I do like it, like the beliefs of like the people. Like, no matter how bad you do to them, like you could be like this, like, what do you call it? Like, he's just a spy, right? He's to try to get as much information from the people and then relay it back, so we know how to. Just like what Genghis Khan said in like Ghost of Tsushima. That wasn't Genghis Khan, but Khotan Khan. He was like, "Oh, we learned your beliefs, your religion, how you live, how you sleep."
I think I know what you're getting at. Like, he can be the worst person, but when you get Torok, like, oh, he's Torok.
Oh, he's worthy. The spirit.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. It's like they went from, we hate you, we're gonna fucking kill you if we ever see you get to.
I was like, oh shit, he got a red dragon.
That's a big gripe or complaint of mine. It's like how he got Torok to be under his heel. Like, he's like, Torok's the biggest badass in the sky, so why would he ever look up? And he just jumps on him, but you don't see the fight. You're like, how? This thing is fucking Smaug. Just more orange. How the fuck did you do it?
and less scales. But like, yeah, I wish they just gave us like a little montage of him trying multiple times on trying to get Torok. Because I feel like you should have been more worthy instead of like, oh, Torok knows you're worthy. Get on him. No, I wish they like kind of showed him like trying over and over again, make him worthy and worthier and worthier. Like,
But before that, we learned how reproduction works in this world.
bleh. So I'm kidding. That's fine. It's not that bad.
You connect yourself to the tree, and then you connect yourself to each other, and yeah, I don't know how it works.
Remember how Game Boy used to like have to trade Pokemon? You gotta plug in one end of the Game Boy, and then you have your friend who plugs it into his Game Boy. Then you guys like trade like Pokemon. It's kind of like that. Just while you're doing that, you guys are making out.
It's like that, but with sperm.
Yeah, it's like that. And then like you put the Game Boys down, and you start making out or something. I don't know. It was kind of like that.
And then we get the biggest. You know, some movies have messages that are really subtle. This movie's message just hits you over with a fucking sledgehammer.
It's like a baseball bat straight to the head, like the Bear Jew from Glorious Bastards kind of deal.
Yeah. Like, oh, take care of the environment. Ooh. Like, yes, we get the message. It's a good message, but like, I like it more subtle, please. And obviously, people didn't really follow the message because look where we are now.
Look, when the government's making space plans to transport people commercially, you might think that there might be a problem.
Yeah. Oh my God. But yeah, they find out like, hey, Jake's the one destroying the expensive camera on the tractor. I like the scene where they're going through the wreckage and they're like, yep, everything's on fire. The whole squad is gone.
I really can't get over the whole like whatchamacallit, like just these small marines getting bodied by these huge ass arrows. And I love it so much that they're just pinned, they're just stuck on the log or like stuck on the wall.
They might
It's
as well
always
be,
it's always entertaining to watch.
they might as well be shot by fucking harpoons at this point.
Exactly. You played like Crisis, right?
Yeah.
You have that really strong bow that could kill a rhino with one shot.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to go like pull it all the way back and just pin somebody on the wall and like, what you do? Send them a message.
Did
It's always like that.
come out at this time? I don't think so. I can't.
No. 2013, I think. That's Crisis 3 with Low.
Oh yeah, but like the first one, I think it was like.
No. It was way back.
Yeah,
but you didn't have a bow that time.
Yeah. And then they're like, it's weird because they're like, we know what we're up to. All right, well, we're gonna let you talk peace though. Like, huh? Cool. And Jake could have been like,
Yeah.
the sky people are coming. This is their base. Let me lead you to them. It's like, why would you? Okay.
Like, shouldn't your first objective be just get them out there, then plot your evil plan? Sorry, your retaliation? I don't know.
No.
That scene though was really cool when they brought down the tree, like the whole fucking tree.
Though that
terrifying,
scene
though.
should have been like a moment in the movie where we're all in tears and we're like, oh no, the three and their home, and oh no, Wes Studi's character is dead. Like, even up to now, then and now, I'm like, oh no. Moving on. And then Michelle Rodriguez is like, why aren't you firing? We never heard family. It's like, oh, okay.
I love you so much, Echa. I love so you.
This is the fam tree, you know?
This is the fam tree. Shut the fuck up.
I also like how the Navi bring them out to execution. Even though they know they're coming, you're like, yeah, we should bring them out in view. Like, we're going to kill these two people. We don't know if they're valuable.
Like, oh my god, this messenger. telling us our village is about to be blown up. Let's execute him, because he came from them. I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't you leave first, and then execute him?
Like the
God.
mom is the only one common sense. You're like, you know what? Maybe you are here to help.
Yeah, he just like puts the knife towards his like, then help us. And cuts like the bindings. I'm like, you didn't need to put it so near me. You could have put it like at the bindings right off the bat, but okay.
Oh, dramatic
But
moment.
yeah, I see what you mean. Like this is just all shock and awe with no actual substance.
Yeah.
I don't think we got that much. In our opinion, if you really like this movie, of course, you can go ahead and like it.
Yeah.
But for us,
you like what you like.
there was not much. What do you call it? We weren't too attached to this tree, to this thing, to this like, to these natives all that much. Like, to the point like, oh, the tree was such a big deal. No, it was just their home.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. Just like watching it, even the extended cut. Like the only character I really am attached to was like maybe the theory, and maybe Jake Sully, maybe.
Yeah.
Grace, definitely Grace, because like Sigourney Weaver definitely sells it.
Super. Like I don't know. So every time Sigourney Weaver's on, she's always sassy, and she's that smart ass fucking scientist that says no to military. Like the guy's like, "Oh, Grace, you can't be here. Don't touch me." I'm like, yeah, you don't just say that to the army guy. But she doesn't really give a fuck, and she has a cigarette. I'm like, she cool.
But
I'm not condoning smoking, but like, just be cool.
But like Norm, I'm like I kind of don't care about Norm.
Yeah, the dude from, was this Hottie to Naughty?
I haven't.
If you remember that Paris Hilton movie, he's that guy.
Is that an MTV movie? Sounds like it.
It does, but it was.
But yeah, as we mentioned before, he gets Torok in the most anticlimactic battle ever. Like, I really wish you showed this to us, James. He had all the technology in the world, apparently.
And Turok wasn't much also, in my opinion, as I was watching this. Like, I didn't see him do amazing shit. All I see him was body, like a couple of
Yeah.
helicopters. I wish this thing was like,
Like, can it breathe fire?
maybe again,
Does it,
maybe too much. But I just wish it did more. You know,
Yeah.
I wish it did more like more
why-
shit. Like on its own, like why this thing's such big help. No, it just felt like a very big version of just the little things that you guys had.
Yeah, it's like the biggest beefy boy in the whole planet.
Yeah, and then like, I don't think there would have been any difference if Torok was there or not. It's just that for the main character to have like the Ferrari of dragons. But
And Jake's,
like I don't know. Like, remember the swarm of the little dragons?
Mhm.
Those were more helpful compared to Torok.
also like Jake's speech when he's like, "This is our land." I'm like, "What do you mean our? You weren't born here, though." Sure, okay.
But Psycho communism.
And they're like, "Yeah, our land." Whoa, wasn't he a part of the Sky People though?
Remember, he got red Ferrari.
And like, I like how the other tribes were like, "He's got the rook. Must be legit."
Exactly. This is the weird, like, I get there's a spiritual bond, but also it's mixed with science. But I don't get why me having a red dragon. I mean, is it like as a god?
They didn't really
If
say
it
that.
if it counts as a deity, like yeah, I kind of get it, but it seems like it's just an animal.
Yeah, not all in the theory just said it was like my great grandfather was the third Torok Makta. I don't know what that means anymore.
Okay, I mean, if this fucking dragon was like very wise and could speak or something, I think it would have been too on the nose. So I'm actually happy it's just a fucking dragon. But then again, I'm very weirded out by their like. It's like, yeah, we trust you completely.
Like, can he
Were
please
you?
just be shining white so at least we can make never-ending story jokes.
Reach the sky, fire fantasy.
Like the last battle is cool. 2 point, but before that, Grace dies, and you're like, but like it kind of makes sense with like the ending. Like, so if you have grave wounds, A was like, yeah, fam, we can't do anything.
No, sorry, fam. Like medical bills here up in heaven ain't too great.
Like she shot in the spleen. Sorry, guys. I know I'm magical, but
Yeah,
look,
no,
our
but I
land.
mean, I can't blame it. We need to lose people. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
you know, she's like the not comparing the two, like saying these are even like, but she's like the Obi-Wan, oldest one, mentor kind of.
Sassy Obi-Wan. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
Obi-Wan's already sassy.
Hello there. But
Hello there.
the last battle is cool to like a point. Um,
Yeah. Agreed. I like this whole plan that they had where, I don't know, their tactics on how they fight modern weaponry.
and A was kind of sadistic. It's like, I'll let you suffer the most severe
I
losses.
was like, okay, I'll come in if you need me. Just not now, but when you need. Like, split second.
That scene where Natiri's former lover, I was about to say brother for some reason, because it
I
kind of
thought it
feels
was her
like
brother at first as well. I was like, oh no. Jake Sully cut this man.
when he's bodying those soldiers on the plane.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
Yeah, but then again, like really a light machine gun is what does it. Oh, okay,
I mean, they didn't say that their skin was bulletproof.
true. And then he falls and takes a real long while for the poor thing man to die.
Hey, yo, they have the advantage of the, like, an environment. You can jump off a plane, just land on a couple leaves, and then you're fine. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, but for the next few minutes, he's like, I'm paralyzed.
Yeah. The man was shot and fell from a great height and still lived for a little bit longer. I'm like, James Cameron, you could have just taken him out right there.
And then Letty comes in. It's like, you may have more missiles, but I have family. I'm not letting go of the joke.
Okay, cool, that's fine. Well, how much was like, you're not the only one with guns, bitch. And then she gets shot down.
Like, do you have missiles though? Because that's important.
Yeah, I mean, Letty was cool for a bit. She was that cool, like, pilot person, but she didn't do much. She didn't take out a lot of people.
Yeah,
I mean, she took out a couple. She took out, like, maybe one or two. But that's good enough. I say that's good enough. But then again, it was very short-lived.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Awa comes in and saves the day, I guess. Like that one Marine who gets trampled on by the Hammerhead Rhino. Like, oh,
You gotta love, you gotta love how, like, yeah, God works in mysterious ways, but, like, these things were trampling trees over. These things were, like, bodying everything in their way. And they were like, what were the odds of them, like, oh, that one tree in the middle of the field, let's ignore that one. where Natiri was. I was like, but then again, it makes a very dramatic moment, and I love how Johnny Sins goes out.
I like her riding the Tyranno Doggo thingy. I really don't know what I forgot what you call it.
I don't know, Black Panther Saurus Rex. Just, but sorry, I can't get over that one dude's death. Like he trampled over the mech, and he's like, ah! He just gets stomped on.
Finish him! Fatality.
That was a good finish him.
Yeah. I like Jake's scene where he's taking out the plane with grenades. Like that's
Oh
cool.
yeah, he was like,
Full Rambo. And then
I love that, like, the LMG of their guns, like the thing that you would have on a tripod is their machine gun, and I love it so much. I don't know, and he's like one-arming it, like he's just like reaching out, just like, bap, 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 bap,
I
bap.
love
I'm like, all right,
how the general, when his arm is on fire, he's just like, fucking inconvenient.
god damn it. I like the general a lot.
He's
'Cause, like,
like-
this is
He's like, I ain't got time to burn.
exactly, dude. Even like, I ain't got time to breathe. He like goes out. He's like, everybody wear a mask. Opens the door to a very poisonous atmosphere. He's like, wait. It starts shooting at them when they're escaping.
I ain't got time to be comatose either.
I
Because
mean, we do get some. Yeah.
you're like 20 seconds, you should be out. Like, how long has to be out? Like 5 seconds shouldn't be like.
They said that 4 minutes if you're breathing in this air for 4 minutes,
Yeah,
you
but
will
that's
die.
like 20 minutes, you're knocked out, and then like it takes 4 minutes for you to be like, instantly dead.
Okay. I don't know. I really don't know. And I also don't get it when their helicopters get shot. They're not like, oh, Max son, the hull is breached. No, no, it's just a bullet hole. There's no air coming through that. Like, okay. James Cameron, you're stay with continuity here, man.
Yeah, I kind of like the battle between the general and Jake Sully, where Jake has to use the arm of a robot.
I know, it was like a bayonet that was
Yeah, yeah.
attached to the big ass gun.
Yeah. And then he's about to slit his throat. But he's also cheating because he's like uh, hitting the place where Jake was at in this incubator thingy.
Oh yeah, the sauna one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he like pretty much brought out all the air out, and then
Yeah.
I mean that shit was cool. Like I could see the tension was there. Yeah, not gonna lie, that scene was cool.
Yeah.
I like everything about the scene.
His end was pretty cool too, where Natiri just hits him with like 2 arrows. Like, I guess he's done.
And they did specify, ooh, 1 arrow. Why would that be enough? It is laced with poison, so I'm like,
Yeah.
so yeah. If he made it, he ain't making it for long.
No. He is
Yeah,
coming back
but-
for the sequel though. Like, how?
How? The man was shot and breathing in poisonous air.
While having poison inside of his body.
Exactly. This man should be dead probably 10 times over. So I'm like, I don't know why you're bringing him back. Maybe flashback, prequel. Who knows?
Yeah, no, they said it was a sequel though. It's like, huh?
And maybe flashback.
Maybe.
He'll be there for a flashback. Well, I like the story, but then again, we've seen it before.
Yeah.
Same when movies make like a Seven Samurai esque story. It's not really my favorite. Yeah, I love the original, but like when somebody else tries to do it, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not breathtaking. So when somebody does a Pocahontas story, but in space, again, not that breathtaking.
And like, again, it's like, why? Yeah, I get that Grace had a very bad wound, but like, shouldn't Jake have the equal chance to not be born? No, that would be anticlimactic. Like, I guess it didn't work. Fuck. Now what?
Wait, what do you mean? Like, because of his
Only-
legs?
No, like, no. When he's being reborn as the Navi permanently.
Yeah. Wait, what's wrong with that?
Like, so, yeah, unless you're not shot, you have a good chance. It's not
Yeah.
like a 50-50 chance. But Grace,
I mean, like,
Grace was like 90-10 because she had like a gut wound.
okay, man, okay. Let's say that you're having brain surgery and you're trying to replace your brain with another person's brain, but you were shot beforehand and they had limited time. Do you think you would make it?
Yeah, but they never specified that, oh, she's bleeding out.
She was bleeding out. She was like, oh.
Alright, fine. I guess that's fair. And then
I can't let you win all the time.
it sets up the sequel that we haven't seen and won't see till 2022.
They really waited 10 years for this one. For sure it's gonna look way better than 2009. And I really hope they kind of revamp the story. I really hope they don't, like, do a Pocahontas 2
It's Pocahontas
off
2.
to
it's-
England. Off to England, they go to Earth.
I do know the new cast includes Kate Winslet, where it's like, oh, another reunion. And and the latest thing I heard was Vin Diesel.
Wait, he's gonna investigate how Letty died in the last movie. He's gonna look at the wrecked carriage and he's gonna see like a scene of the helicopter crashing.
Maybe he's her brother or something. That'd be cool.
No, that's us.
Like, yo, Jake, I brought family.
Bro, it's as weird as when Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were husband and wife in Godzilla of 2014.
Yeah.
Please don't do it.
But this movie made a shit ton of money that was impossible to break until The Force Awakens, which, say what you will about the sequel trilogy, I think that is the best one out of them all, and it is.
Oh yeah, agreed.
In terms of characters, at least, for that movie, forget the rest, the characters in Episode 7 are way more fleshed out and way better than Avatar, unfortunately.
Not until you get to the rest of the movies, like 2,
Yeah.
3.
That's what I mean. Like,
Just saying, Jake Sully was like pretty well built.
I mean, but then again, Finn and Poe have more charisma than him.
Bruh, Finn and Poe don't stick to their characters until they after the first one, they're not their own characters anymore.
Forgetting the others, like for at least.
Okay. If you're talking about just Force Awakens alone, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. And kind of, a more interesting villain. You're like, oh, Kylo has layers to him. Other than Mr. This is not Kansas, Rick. Wow, I never heard.
There's
that
not Kansas.
I never heard that before. But yeah, my eye.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long day, man.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. What would you ultimately rate this movie? Virgo won. It was again beaten by Disney because of Endgame.
Oh yeah, Endgame completely shot it out of the park. Like, I think it's still in the top 5 though. Avatar, it's still in the top 5 of most grossing film in history.
But yeah, after our ratings, I'll ask you a question. But
so for my rating for this movie, I'm gonna give it a 6 because I did enjoy it. I really did enjoy my journey through Pandora. Excuse me. I just ate. But I did enjoy the characters as well, even though there are some who are just not as fleshed out as I want them to be. I enjoyed the action, I enjoyed the effects. But then again, I've seen this before. We were promised greater things, as I've said before. But then again, it was not that great.
It's like hearing how good Popeyes is abroad, and then getting Popeyes Philippines.
Popeyes is pretty good. What are you talking?
Nah, I mean,
Wait.
I'm thinking of other hype stuff.
Oh, okay. But I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But Popeyes is pretty ballin' here, man. Watch yourself.
Okay.
Popeyes is pretty good here. Have you tried US Popeyes? Because I haven't.
I've tried Hong Kong. Popeyes is pretty better.
Way better than here?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Japanese McDonald's is way better than the US and here.
That is true. But
yes. So it might just be them.
It has all the hype of glass and pretty much the same effect.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, with your Popeyes thing, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, we were promised more. We were promised the next Star Wars, the next Lord of the Rings.
It's the cyberpunk of movies.
Yeah, it is this. There we go. Yeah, it's exactly. It is the cyberpunk of movies where you're I want to be engrossed into this movie and feel what these characters felt. But this movie didn't flesh out everybody like how Lord of the Rings did it and how Star Wars did it. It's just not that movie, even though they have the same runtime as well. Lord of the Rings did it better, sorry. But this is still an enjoyable movie. If you want to watch it, go nuts, go nuts. If you don't want to watch it, you're not missing out.
Yeah,
yeah.
I wish...
unless the next movie is pretty bitchin', it's what? Then yeah, go ahead, watch this. You watch the old one.
I wish I could go back in time and be when people were it's the next Lord of the Rings and the next Star Wars. You have to wait till 2021. I'm sorry. To watch Dune.
There we go, Dune. That's the next Star Wars.
Yeah, that's the next
So-
Star Wars, and it's as epic as Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and if you want to, we talked about Dune before, so go watch that video. But yeah,
Yeah, it is the cyberpunk. Like, cyberpunk was built to be like the RPG to end all RPGs, and it is good. Like the story's good, but like when you get to the nitty gritty, you're like, you should have done better. Why?
yeah, you had to play the game like this. Like, don't look to the side. Just keep going forward.
It's like,
Like,
why is that a burn victim? Oh, okay, it's Keanu Reeves. Okay. I remember this. Like, I wish the general. I don't even remember his name. Was more fleshed out. I wish Giovanni Ribisi was better. Not just the EA of Pandora, essentially. Jake Sully was it was compelling. I will say that Sam Worthington gave a cool performance. I almost called him Jake Worthington for some reason. But Jake, I can never go again. Sam Worthington gave a good performance, and like I'm glad this movie did wonders for him. And Zoe Saldana, like without a doubt, this helped her propel her career to be like now she's a big megastar with the help of the MCU. Not that she really needed that help because she's already a very talented actress. But like Sigourney Weaver was already fine by the time this movie happened, so she's always good. The world is beautiful to look at. The action scenes are cool, and good. But there's so many questions like why wasn't the big fucking Ferrari of dragons country like I guess it's legit. There's no like, fuck your dragon. We don't want to fight with you. It's like I wish there was more resistance.
yeah, I wish there was more resistance because, like, again, this man betrayed you, and again, he feels bad about it. But then, I can't just okay, yeah, dude has a Ferrari. I gotta forgive.
Yeah, like when he's
It's not
telling all the tribes his backstory, they're like, "Excuse me, what are you?"
Yeah, right. But then again, I for sure if some mega fan watches this watches this video and comments down below, the entire why, the entire philosophy of why they followed Jake Sully because he had two and after.
Yeah. Again, if you like,
Go ahead.
If you like
Please.
this movie, go ahead.
We encourage it.
You like what you like, and we like what we like, and we can have a friendly discourse.
And plus, hey, we might learn something that we didn't know. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Fine.
Yeah, no doubt the craft is there. Like James Cameron put a lot of effort into this world. I just wish he put more effort into explaining it.
Yeah, I guess that's why we're getting a sequel. Who knows?
Yeah,
But wait, what was your rating, by the way?
I'm about to get it. Like you, I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. Definitely not
Alright.
bad. Definitely not great. It's like somewhere in this weird in between. Like if you want to watch it, go ahead. If you don't, you're not really missing much.
It was overhyped. It was too overhyped. If they calmed down a bit, I think I would have given this one a fair score. But they made my expectations so high, and I was let down. So I'm like, you kind of have to see where I'm coming from here.
And unlike Cyberpunk, I'm sorry, unlike Avatar, Cyberpunk is still being talked about today, where people were like, "Have you seen Avatar? The Airbender one? No, the one with the aliens, huh? Are you high?"
No, I'm Blue Abadi Abadai. Ah, yeah, no, I saw it. What happened in that movie again?
It was pretty.
The conversation's always like that. It's always like, you remember Avatar, the one with the blue people? Yeah. What happened in that movie again? It's always like that.
Here's the question: do you think they can catch lightning in a bottle twice, or is it a little too late?
I have hope. We have technology, better writers. James Cameron, just learn from your not mistakes, but make this better compared to the last one.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I say he has a good chance. I will give this one a chance if it's good. If I hear from people that it's good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be covering that once it comes out.
Actually, yeah, we don't have a choice. We have to watch it either way.
Mm-hmm.
This is our job, so.
Yeah. So you'll either be seeing us in 2022 sing the praises out of this one, or me and Drummer have like a stack of like alcohol beside us. All right,
Oh, hell
boys,
yeah.
let's get this done.
I'm trying to do that one day, man. Just have alcohol and like do a mosh pit or a review. Just
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this movie? Did you like it? Have you seen it? Because I don't think.
Do you remember it?
Do you remember it? If you do, though, please comment below, and we can all be cool. But yeah, that's been our video on James Cameron's Avatar. I like how I have to specify all the time. Just in case.
Yeah, which avatar? James Cameron. Who?
Terminator. Huh? Really? Okay.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But where can you find us? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. We stream. We also do trailer reactions. We might do a reaction to the Game Awards. Don't hold us to that though, because it might take us a while. But who knows? You can find me individually at Instagram and Twitter at Gandalfos1995. How about you, Jomar?
Oh, you can find me at Jom GEOM on Instagram. It is my art account I like to draw.
And the next sci-fi movie is something that's very close to our hearts. That's all I'll say about that.
No, hell yeah.
Hell,
One of
yeah,
the best, I will say.
of that franchise.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
not the best. Opinions are
Yeah.
changing. You know?
yeah. Even if its biggest selling point is at the end of the movie.
True, but like, I like the fact that it doesn't rely on the same tropes.
Exactly. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's stop
But yeah.
tickling
Yeah.
tickling our viewers' balls here. But like, let's go. Let's
Sure.
leave.
But that's all the time we have. Please continue to stay safe, wear a mask, social distance, and get vaccinated if you can. This has been Enzo and Jomar of Geeks and Degenerates. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. But for now, goodbye.
Yeah.